Lithium iron phosphate batteries are incredible. That's all I can say. I'm discharging this battery that was fully charged. Its resting voltage was 13.7 volts. I'm 4 hours and 38 minutes into it. It's discharged 47.13 amp hours, which is pretty constant to the 54% state of charge, so it's definitely within a percentage. But the big thing that I find incredible is the voltage, how it's staying steady. A little over an hour ago, when it was 3.5 hours into this test, it was 13.02. It's only lost 5/100ths of a volt in over an hour. And it's like, I didn't even believe this literature, how it says that it has almost a steady discharge voltage curve, because discharge curves are a curve. Lead acid has a curve to it, and these are just almost rock solid. They go from 100% when you put a load on, drops down to like 13.4 or 3, depending on how heavy the load is, and I'll just discharge at a solid rate. Well, where are we here now? 54%. So it's somewhere right around here, which is pretty well where it is. It's right here at 13 volts. And it's like it says right here in the literature, lithium iron phosphate batteries exhibit very flat voltage curves during discharge. This means the voltage remains relatively constant for most of the discharge cycle, providing stable power output. The flat curve also makes it challenging to determine the exact state of charge based solely on voltage. This is why additional tools like battery monitors are often necessary for accurate state of charge readings. This is just incredible in my eyes, But see, these charts don't seem to be logical to me, because just as I showed you on the chart there, it stays fairly steady. When you first start discharging it, it actually drops down really quickly to about 13.4, and then it's holding pretty steady here at 13 volts. But see, these charts don't really say if this is a 100 amp hour battery, if it's a 280 amp hour battery. It doesn't state the load. Like, if this was a 100 amp hour battery like I have right here, and you had a 40 amp load on it, well, these numbers would be totally different, because this doesn't say charge time. This is just state of charge. So I can almost guarantee if there was 40 amps being drawn at 70%, that would be 13 or lower, because there'd be so much of a draw on that battery. Whereas if it was 280 amp hours, it might be that number. So these are kind of confusing here, but I would suggest anyone that has a setup with their batteries that they should actually take voltage readings at their state of charge as they're discharging their loads and stuff like that, I don't know if they're off grid or whatever, but the whole idea is you can get a pretty good estimation by looking at the voltage. But having one of these meters is perfect, because I'm doing a constant test with 10 amps. It's a 100 amp hour battery, so it only makes sense it's going to lose a state of charge of 10% for every hour. It's just, those are the numbers. But real life is not like that. Your fridge comes on, your fridge goes off. Your freezer goes on, your freezer goes off. There's no real way of knowing the state of charge unless you had one of these meters. And you know, I just wanted to do a test to check this meter to see how accurate it is, and as far as I can see, it's right on the money, because it's so close, it's crazy. But again, this video is about the batteries, and as far as I'm concerned, they are incredible. I am going to do a lot more tests with them and more real life things, but for now I just want to do a few tests just to check check everything to make sure it's working properly, and it is. So everybody have a great day.